Employee turnover is a big issue nowadays. One of the main reasons is young employees' attitude towards work. They see employment more as a user experience than something that entails responsibility and delivery. That is not to say that they are not aware of responsibility and delivery, but is to say that experience is a priority and that if they don't see value for themselves in the work they are performing, they will quit. We have to deal with the problem from two dimensions. The first dimension is trying to reduce the turnover itself, of course. And the second dimension is to mitigate the impact of the employee turnover. About the first dimension, we see two sides. One side is a global perspective in which what we try to do is make sure that the expectations of purpose, values, and culture of the employee are met by the values, purpose, and culture of the organization. Here, it is important to understand that employees select their opportunities based in what they hear. And what they hear from the organizations are the stated purpose, values, and culture. And it is very important to make sure that what they end up experiencing in the job once they are working on a day-to-day basis is consistent with what they were expecting at the beginning. The second side is the individual. Here we try to assess for each individual its risk of leaving, and we do that based on its social capital in the organization. By social capital, we mean his connections, trust, his collaboration patterns, his attitude towards teamwork, and especially how his culture aligns with the culture of the organization. The second dimension, that is the mitigation, has also two sides. One side is the cost, which is pretty straightforward. These costs like cost of recruitment, a cost of training, and so forth. And the second side is a little bit more complex. It is about the risks, and we have to give value to the risks. Here we have to cope with two kinds of risk. One is the risk of losing key knowledge, and the other is the risk of a business interruption. We have found a framework that can deal with both dimensions. The framework is composed of two models. The first model is related to the dynamics of the organization. Basically, what the way we do it is we model these dynamics by representing the interactions among the people and the interactions of the people with the knowledge, with the resources, and with the tasks they perform. These tasks are the tasks that conform the main processes of the organization from which the organization derives value and innovation happens. We close that system introducing the relationships of the knowledges and resources needed to perform each task. And the second model is it's about culture. We do culture evaluations at an individual basis, not only from the perspective of what they live in the organization, but also from their preferred perspective. And we can compare that with the overall culture of the organization. With these two models, we can answer several things. For example, we can see the alignment of real and stated purpose, culture, and values of the organization, the alignment of individual culture with organizational culture, the employees that are at risk of leaving, the the collaboration and knowledge that is at risk, the tasks that are at risk and possible business interruption, the risk of employees following the employees that leave, the assessment of knowledge, redundancy, and the diversity, and the assessment of work, knowledge, and resource load. How do we do that? We have three phases. The first one is observation. That means we gather data. It can come from the employees or can come from a company's systems or combinations of both. With this data, the models perform a series of measurements. Based on those measurements, actions are recommended. We can help the organizations to put in practice those actions, or the organization can take care of them internally, whatever they deem appropriate. And that leads to a cycle. We start with the system personalization, of course, taking into consideration the way the organization works and how is their culture and so forth. And then we start a series of iterations in which the selected actions are performed, and in the end of those periods, the metrics are calculated again, and they will let us know if the actions are really solving the problem that wants to be solved. It is very important to understand that on the side of the formality of any organization, there is an informal organization when many things happen, where knowledge is transferred and where leadership is developed, and that is the basis for organizational network analysis. Here in our models, we go beyond organizational network analysis. We include all the intellectual capital, and we add those cultural evaluations which help us understand why certain phenomena happens or appears. This approach allows us to tackle many kinds of problems. For example, the problem of employee turnover. All that we do is based on very solid literature and very solid analytical methods. We really think that we can help your organization and hope that you contact us. Thank you very much for your attention.